Hi, I'm Amit Pasricha and I am a photographer. Early on in my career, I made it a point to not get sucked into doing commercial photography only and decided to keep about half that time available to me to explore the medium of photography. Going further, I became very attracted to the panoramic format, and it wasn't so much as the device of the panorama as it was the fact of the interrelationship of things, the detail with the scale, one object with another, and that's what really interested me. And I continued, I did a whole number of books, including a series of books in the panoramic format. And, uh, and then in 2018, I kind of closed all that and began something called India Lost and Found. And the reason for that was that all along I maintained that photography was a language, and the power of photography was to communicate through that language. So, for example, when an intern would land up in my office, my question to him or her would be, what is your reason to photograph? What is it you want to communicate? And so it became for me the essential point at which to begin this new investigation. India Lost and Found was an attempt, my attempt, to say that I've seen the heritage of India and I've seen it decaying, and I'd like to do something about it, which is to, on the ground level, create more awareness of local people and change their relationship with local heritage. And so the idea became that if we could influence youngsters across the country to travel to these sites with some newfound enthusiasm, then they could further infect the locals with that same passion as we provided them. So I sort of thought that while photography, which is true, is the most powerful language of the modern world, you can instantly photograph, you can instantly transmit that over social media, and and reach a huge audience. And not only that, nobody needs to understand photography. They can all come at it from their own way of interpreting it. So it's really an amazing tool. However, it also has a little bit of a limitation, and that limitation is that sometimes you can get stuck at the form and style of the photograph. And in order to be able to cross that bridge, I thought the good idea would be to develop an expert base of thought people, people who could add value to these pictures by directing the audience thought in certain directions. And so I started to look upon the definitions of heritage, because that's the subject I had chosen. And I found that the inherent flaw in that definition was that it was dry, depleted, and it did not communicate any sense of the emotion of the monument to the people that it was reaching out to. And so I said, in order for this exercise to actually work, it would need to be a very, very diverse cultural conversation that would go and create this bond between the audience and the heritage that we were talking about. And so I started collecting a diverse field of thought experts, and they were not just the usual historians and architects, but also sociologists and material experts and design experts, and not only experts from the expert point of view, but even enthusiasts. So they range from all the way from William Dalrymple all the way down to a BA honors student in history and sociology. Going further, the thought came that if we were to talk about heritage, then we should clearly know where this heritage is. It's a pity that in the 21st century we do not have a listing of our own heritage. we don't know where it lies, we can't really identify it. To take a case in point, any person that I meet from Delhi, I will ask them how many sites, historic sites are there in Delhi, and they would say 20, 50, some would even say 100. But little do they know that the list of historic sites in this city alone are 1600. And that is a whole different ball game, because there is so much heritage lying around, and that's true of the country, because particularly in some states which are very dense in this historicity, and there are a lot of heritage around. And so this heritage map idea was sort of taken up, and I was lucky enough to get Amitabh Bachchan to put out a little video on social media to kick off what was a social media challenge to encourage others to find heritage and photograph it and to interpret it and bring it to us. And we received several thousand entries. Now, one of the key problems with heritage is that you need a starting list to develop a heritage map, or a list which is comprehensive and correct to whatever it is that you're defining. And going ahead of that social media challenge, we decided to convert that into a volunteer program, and wherever we could get data from, we accumulated that data and we put out volunteers to go and photograph these sites. So over last year, the end of last year, we had as many as 500 volunteers photographing in about 30 cities across the country for the Heritage Map project. We then initiated a research wing. Now this is a completely crowd creative project, which means that everyone comes on board because they believe, and so our job through our social media feed is to infect them and to make them understand the potential and possibility of what our historicity stands for, and because at the end of the day it teaches us so much more than just the mere fact that there is so much heritage around it. At the base level, it even sort of talks about the aspect of humility, of knowing that our time on earth is just as significant and as important as everyone else, and it's their whims and fancies and their eccentricities and their lives. If we look at, we would understand the richness of what we are today and what we were at once upon a time. So a lot of people did join in, and that research wing grew because we wanted people to travel to these sites and to see all these lesser known places of the country, and to sort of talk about them and write about them. And it's come to a point that despite the fact that COVID has placed so many restrictions on our travel out, we currently have a thriving internship program, because not only are we doing research, but we've sort of formulated plans of how that research turns into something palatable for an audience. The key point is that we want the audience to be emotionally connected to the site, because then only will they stand up to save that site when the site becomes threatened with either decay or with vested interests. So we have a whole number of interns who are storytellers. We even have illustrators and animators, as we want to direct this to younger audiences. Remember, history is a subject that many of us have disliked in our schooling days, and it is important to overturn that. And so having started off with this center point of photography, now I am associated with not just photographers, but mappers, bibliographers, narrators, researchers, and a whole number of other people who help us with our social media, in as much that currently we have as many as 500 interns working on creating a quantity which I think they all believe in. They all believe will not only document the heritage of our country, but will make a tangible difference in how our relationship evolves with this quantity.